Greetings, my fellow crafters and creatives. I am so pleased to have you joining me here today for another one of my knitting videos. My name is Bobbie Olan and I am coming to you from Victoria, Australia, where I live and create on the lands of the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people. And I would first of all like to acknowledge them and pay my respects to their elders, past, present and future. In this video, I'll be sharing with you my upcoming knitting plans for the Colours of Fall Knit-Along 2025. This is my favourite knit-along to participate in for a number of reasons. The Yarniacs are the hosts of it, and if you want to find out more, then you can head over to their podcast or their Ravelry forum for it. But I just love everything about it, from how welcoming and accepting they are about what qualifies for the knit-along, the dates that it runs, and of course what the knit-along's focus actually is. This knit-along runs from the winter solstice to the spring equinox, and I just love that those are the markers for it rather than a specific calendar date each year. I think it is so charming and grounding and beautiful. This year in Australia, those dates are June 21st to September 23. The premise of this knit-along is all about Pantone's fashion trend forecasts for the upcoming seasons. The reason it's called the Colours of Fall Knit-Along is because this knit-along is based in the US, so they are going into fall, whereas down here we are going into spring, obviously. But you can look at a number of different palettes that Pantone has put together. So they have they have 2 London palettes and they have 2 New York palettes. And each of those have a winter-autumn palette and a spring-summer palette. They have their brights for each of those palettes and then a set of neutrals as well. And that gives you so many colors to choose from. So it's really easy to find something that you're going to like. I have entered this knit-along only twice before, even though I have been aware of it for many more years than that. But for some reason, I have only found time to participate in it twice. And each of those times, I believe I only made one garment for myself. The first time I participated, I made the Faired Pullover by Nora Gawn, and that is one of my favorite sweaters. It is definitely my most worn hand knit, and I made it using the Bendigo Woolen Mills tweed yarn, which is sadly discontinued. The other one that I made last year was Dion by Natasha Hornby, and that one is made out of Tandy 8-ply yarn, hand-dyed. Most of it is hand-dyed yarn. I absolutely love that one, but because I finished that when it was spring here, I haven't actually had a chance to wear it yet. The other thing about this knit-along that I find really fun is to enter it, you need to present whatever you have made styled as you would wear it or have it in your home. So for me, I just put together an outfit and photographed that and submitted that. If you have a piece of decor or a blanket or a toy or something like that, you can place it somewhere in your home with other objects or whatever other pieces of furniture that you think it pairs well with, or how you would style it in your home. This year I have planned 6 projects, 4 of which are garments, and one of which of those is for my partner. So it is an overly ambitious knit list, but I'm putting no pressure on myself to actually complete all of those 6 projects. It's just nice to give myself lots of options, and I really am excited about all of them. The first project on my list is Ginger by Yamagara. That one is in the Liner magazine. I believe it is autumn 2022, and it's a type of sweater construction that I believe I haven't done before. It's knit side to side, so from cuff to cuff, and it has a really wonderful combination of different stitch patterns in it, which I'm really looking forward to. The tricky thing about it for me is that I've never modified a sweater of that construction before, and I often do need to make modifications to fit my body type because I am short. Short arms, short torso, short everything. So that's going to be a new challenge for me. I am making that one out of yarn from my stash, which is the Bendigo Woolen Mills Rustic. Sadly, another discontinued yarn. But every now and then the discontinued yarns do come back for limited edition runs, so you never know. I have swatched for that one and it took me a couple of goes to get it right, but I've gotten gauge on everything except for the cable pattern, so that is something that I will also need to factor into my modifications. Anyway, I am making this in the colorway Hermitage, which in direct sunlight, it matches the Pantone color Winterberry. However, in more shadowed light or less direct light, it looks more like Windsor wine. So I'm just submitting it under both of those colors and I'm really looking forward to doing it. The second item on my list is the Cosy Hubby sweater by Marzena Kolacek. That one I believe is a seamless knit in the round top down sweater, and I really love the neck detail, the color detail on that one. This one I am also making out of a Bendigo Woolen Mills yarn. It's the Rustic Tweed. This is a more recent limited edition yarn from them. I did swatch for that one as well and I got gauge first time round, which I am really happy about because it doesn't often happen and it's wonderful when it does. The colorway I'll be knitting that one in is called Confetti, and I believe that it matches Wispy Clouds with some fun pops of color in there. And I love this yarn so much that I actually bought enough to make matching sweaters for me and my partner. So I'll be knitting him the Cosy Hubby and I'll be knitting the matching pattern for myself, which is the Cozy Wifey pattern. Next on my list is the Semafor Vest by Stein Hogard Johansson, and I will be making it out of Fairfield Finn yarn. I can't recall if this yarn has a colorway, but it is one that has been hand dyed. It's a lovely blend of greens with some tones of blue and yellow in there as well. I believe that the closest Pantone match for it is white grape, but some of those blue tones also match limpet shell. I had originally intended that yarn for another pattern, but I was struggling so much to get gauge. Luckily, I did manage to get gauge pretty easily for the Semafor Vest. The only issue that I may run into is that I may not have enough yarn for it. I believe that I am about 20 meters short from what the pattern recommends for my size. I am hoping that they accounted for swatching as well though, and that I will actually have enough. I do also need to shorten the body and possibly make some other adjustments to it. If that is not enough to give me enough yardage to finish the project, then I'm totally fine to find another yarn from my stash to do the neckband in if I have to. The final garment on my list is Damara by Linda Marvain. This pattern is probably the one that has been in my queue for the longest, but it is one of those that I fell in love with and knew I had to make as soon as I saw it. It's a poncho slash skirt because you can actually wear it as either type of garment, which I think is fascinating, and I am amazed that something that fits nicely around the neck and shoulders is also wide enough to go around your waist and hips. That one is knit flat in pieces, I believe, and then seamed together. The only modification that I'm considering at the moment is whether or not I want to add pockets to it. Let me know what you think below. Oh, I nearly forgot to mention that one I am also making out of Bendigo Woolen Mills yarn. This one was probably another limited edition yarn, but it's actually not one that I'd ever seen online. It was just something that they had in store the very first time that I visited their real life store location in Bendigo. The yarn is called Celeste and it has some alpaca in it. The colorway that I am making it in is Desert Sun, and the yarn itself, the colorway is Golden Sunset, and it just tickles me that that both of those names refer to the sun. It just makes it an even more perfect match, in my opinion. Somewhere in amongst all of those garments, I have to give myself some smaller projects as well. So number one there is the wheat headband. That is a free pattern from Morella Moments, and I am planning to make it out of Daruma's Sasawashi yarn. The Sasawashi yarn is a plant-based yarn that has absolutely no give to it. It kind of feels more like raffia than yarn, so there's no flexibility at all. So I think the wheat headband is perfect because it's the type of headband that you actually have to tie around your head rather than one that you stretch and fit onto your head. So I should have just enough yardage for it, and hopefully that works out perfectly fine. This one I don't think it had a colorway. I think it just had a number, but the closest Pantone matches are hot chocolate or rum raisin. Last but not least is the Moose pattern by Susan B. Anderson. This one, I haven't actually looked up what the Pantone color matches are because I'm just pulling out yarns from my stash that I feel like would work well for the project. But because there are some blacks and whites and greys in there, I am pretty certain that I'm going to easily find a match within the Pantone color options. And that's all there is. I mean, I wouldn't really want to add more to my list, though I'm pretty sure I could easily dig through my stash and find more yarns that match more colors of the Pantone range, but 6 is more than enough. And as I've said, I am not putting any pressure on myself to knit all of those, although wouldn't it be amazing if I did? It's never going to happen, but you know, you never know. If you're interested in joining this knit along, or if you're already planning to, I'd love to know what you're planning to make and how many projects you're putting on your list of possibilities. I hope you've enjoyed watching me share my planned projects with you, and if you would like to see how they turn out or just see any of the other crafty projects that I will be working on, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you enjoyed watching this video, then I would also really appreciate it if you could give me that thumbs up. Thank you again for choosing to spend your time with me today. I look forward to sharing more of my crafty adventures with you. Fare thee well!